Pit stop check, we've got our snacks, and we're ready to hit the road. As soon as you cross the railroad tracks, you're transported back into time, back into the 1800s, where life was a little bit easier. We're here in Alvin, Texas, home of Noel and Ryan. We're about to visit a gastropub, which is housed in a building from the 1800s. Come on and let's take a look. Join Joe as he chronicles his road trips through the cities, towns, highways, back roads, and various regions of the Lone Star State. This is Texas Chronicles with Joe Perez. My adventure takes me to Alvin, Texas. The Alvin area was settled in the mid-19th century when bull ranches were established in the area. The Santa Fe Railroad eventually expanded into the area, and a settlement was established along the railroad. Alvin was originally named Morgan by the town's resident in honor of the settlement's original resident, Santa Fe employee Alvin Morgan. Upon discovery that the name Morgan had already been taken, the town named itself after Morgan's first name, Alvin. Alvin's claim to fame is Baseball Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan, who moved with his family to the city in 1947 as an infant and lived there until he moved to Round Rock in 2003. The Nolan Ryan Museum is in the Nolan Ryan Foundation and Exhibit Center on the campus of Alvin Community College. On July 25, 1979, Tropical Storm Claudette stalled over Alvin and inundated the region with 45 inches of rain in 42 hours. The total included 43 inches in 24 hours, the maximum 24-hour rainfall in American history. Today, Alvin is a quaint and expanding city that still holds on to its history, but isn't afraid to move forward. Which takes us to the Gordon Street Tavern, which is housed in a building from the 1800s.
Okay, well, we're at Gordon Street Tavern. We're a family-friendly casual dining tavern. We have 33 craft beers. We serve an eclectic menu, both gastropub style foods as well as everyday approachable style foods. So everything from Karubi cut style pork short ribs to cheese fries and gravy. The tavern is 4 years old. I came into it 2.5 years ago, so I bought into it. But you can see the appeal of the ambiance and being in a very cool old building it's just fun to be in. There's a lot of nostalgia. There's a lot of old-timer Alvinites that come in to see me and tell stories, and just all the good stuff about being in a small community in an old building.
I like the ambiance in this place. The atmosphere is great. The food's good. The drinks are good. And Henry's tops. Yeah. I think it's cool that somebody has come in here and restored these older buildings instead of tearing them down like they did the Alvin Motel that was around the corner that was just about a block over. So to have these buildings restored as it remains a part of history, and I like that.
You know, there's always those preconceptions of white wine with fish and red wine with meat. The same kind of thing applies to beer and food. You can have something that's really hoppy and you want to pair it with something spicy because it helps cut some of that bitterness. Or you have a really heavy beer and you pair it with something really light. So it's the same thing that applies to wine and food. You can do beer and food pairings. And in fact, that's one of the areas that there's a lot of growth. A lot of restaurants are experimenting with doing beer dinners where even the beer is used in the cooking much the same way wine is. You know, that's your classic steak with burgundy mushrooms. Well, now you have things like we have a hopadillo mustard where we actually use, instead of wine, we use hopadillo from Karbach to make this mustard that then we serve with pretzels. So it's a traditional, pretzels and mustard, but then with the added twist of there's beer in the mustard too. So it provides a whole nother level of flavor there.
you know the name of your brewer. We know Jay's name. People come in here and ask for Jay. So I don't think it's a palate change as much as it is a mindset change on going to local owned businesses. Okay, so you know we're not only we're a restaurant, but we're a brew pub also. So we brew on site. We brew our own beer. You've seen the brewery in the back. Right now we have 3 on. We have an Amarillo IPA, a Rocket Red Ale, and Big Texas Brown Ale. So that's the 3 we're serving right now. We've served up to 7. We've had a Golden Ale, a Hefeweizen, and we have an Ode Bruin, which is a very old style of beer coming up soon. Well, we have a unique atmosphere, obviously, but we also have a unique menu. We serve a rib that you won't find in many places in Houston. It's called a Karubi cut pork short rib, and so it's the name of the meal is called Go Pig or Go Home, but it's a unique cut. It's the first 3 bones off the animal. So you go to other restaurants, you get a rack of ribs that's this big. You get a bone, a little meat, bone, a little meat, bone, a little meat, bone, a little meat, like that. Ours is 2 or 3 bones, and then a big knuckle of meat on top with a fat cap on top of that. And so we smoke that here, and the cooking style is sous vide. So we take that beautiful rib and we vacuum pack it. Well, first we smoke it, and then we vacuum pack it, and we bring the temperature up from 140 degrees to 165 degrees in 12 hours overnight. So it's like a water bath for our ribs called sous vide. Well, I love it. Texas history is a great place. We're along the historic railroad track. We're next to the historic train depot. I just think it has a lot of attraction versus going to a mall where you come see these rustic buildings that have been around for virtually as long as Texas has been around, and obviously as long as Alvin's been around. So it's just a unique feeling and a unique dining environment.